Hey YouTubers, it's me, Lonnie Clark, Nuts for Art. And I was doing some research tonight. Thank you for watching my channel and coming back. I know I'm very sporadic about this. I have had a lot of mixed feelings about being part of YouTube and the what Vegematic calls the Doomosphere, I guess, but somehow I'm compelled to keep coming back here, so here I am. And I am actually have made some decisions about the Age of Fission radio show. I am going to be doing the Age of Fission radio show, and I hope to actually build a network of anti-nuclear shows. So we'll see if that can get off the ground. I am telling you because you guys are on our side, so I like to share things with people on our side. If it's supposed to come to fruition, it will, because I didn't expect the Age of Fission to happen, and it did. It's been quite an interesting journey. I've met a lot of really awesome human beings, and they've given me faith. Everybody here has actually given me faith. Oh my God, a spider just fell on me. This is Oregon. You get these little tiny spiders that come from down there sometimes. Okay, I'm over it. I've been here like a long time. So this thing about Fukushima, did you guys, let's just do this. I'm going to do this. Do you guys know what this is? I found out what this is. This is a rain stick. It sounds like rain, and I love it. So I actually use it when I want to talk about something that's anxious, makes me anxious. Let's take a look at this guy. What paper is this? This is The Guardian. Very well known, right? And this is their story from The Guardian. This was written Sunday, June 3rd, 2018. Okay, hold on. I don't think I screen shared. I totally forgot about that. Screen shared. There we go. Look at this. Anybody who follows my channels knows what they're going to say. There's no deaths. More deaths from Chernobyl. More people died. There wasn't just that much radiation. The kids are fine. There were 113 cases of thyroid compared with the 4 that doctors would expect to diagnose in a normal population that same size without screening. The doctors that had that initial screening as the baseline for future research. Wow. With headlines proclaiming 30-fold increase in thyroid cancer. As one local politician told me, if the radiation doesn't cause a problem, how can we have so many problems? The government just can't answer that. Well, it can, and it does, as Ken Nolet, Director of Radiation Health at Fukushima FMU. I think this is their university, Fukushima Medical University or something like that. Any group will harbor undiagnosed thyroid abnormalities, including cancers. I'm sick of this. I can't even fucking read this anymore. I don't know about you, but I am fucking over the charts listening to this bullshit. Just like we're supposed to listen to, fucking Nancy Pelosi tell us that, oh, it's way too early. There we go. She's supposed to tell us it's way too early to demand impeachment. Children are in jail tonight, friends. In the United States of America, we have not turned in. The world new order is not coming, folks. It's here. That's the reality. Well, that's what Fukushima woke us all up. I mean, for me, I had no idea how grave the situation was until I started doing the radio show. Even after Fukushima, it wasn't really until I started interviewing people. And I did that because I had the radio show. And so I wanted to, what am I going to do at this time? I guess I could go on and read stories, but I thought it'd be better to talk to people who are affected. because they live it. Like the people in St. Louis, I have a much greater understanding of our friends in St. Louis and what they live with. But guess what? There's tons of St. Louises all around the whole fucking country, everywhere. Like that is like the trip about it, man. I don't know. I was thinking about this shirt. I have this shirt. It's really old. It has like bleach stains on it. I actually bleached all of my favorite clothes one time. So all my favorite clothes have bleach stains on it. But this shirt is pretty old. It's a bamboo shirt, and I bought it when I was with my friend Karen Mercer, who died, I think, in 2009. It's a bamboo shirt. And she had never bought new clothes in her life. Never. And she was in a hospice dying of cancer. And she knew she was dying, and her sister was coming to see her. And her sister was quite well off and was flown in from Europe to see her at the hospice. And she wanted to look dressed up. She wanted to look right. She wanted a picnic. I helped her so I took her shopping in her little wheelchair. And I mean, literally, she was just a bag of bones. Like, I think she was like 5'9", and she must have weighed maybe 80 pounds, maybe 90 pounds. I mean, she was literally just a bag of bones. She did not live much longer than that. She lived, I think, 3 more weeks. She didn't live very much longer. I mean, they came in the nick of time. And she was a peace activist in her 20s. And she was one of these women who walked across the desert to Washington, D.C. with all a group of peace activists. Do you remember the freedom fighters? They walked really from like the West Coast all the way through. And I'm thinking, I wonder if she got this cancer because she walked through the fucking radiated desert. No one's ever identified it. Ever. We are living in a paramilitary government right now. We think we're going to have elections in 2018. I don't think we are. I don't think we are at all. Let's see if I can move this camera, figure out some way to deal with this guy so that I could actually, because it kind of bugs me. I'm trying to like look into the camera and I can't quite figure that one out. So maybe if I move the camera, I can look at it better. Yeah, see, that looks a little bit better. Okay. Because I think when I do these videos, I tend to like look somewhere else or something. It's really difficult to kind of look at the camera, I think. So the tendency is to want to look at whatever's there, who's ever there, and that there is me. I'm sure I'm not the only one on YouTube talking like this. Oh my God, this YouTube community, you guys, what's up with it? I like my subscribers, and I apologize, I don't remember your names. You know what, I should just look you up because you write me. And I actually like delete people. That's the interesting thing. It's like if somebody's mean to me, I just like I don't argue back, but I also don't let you like stay in my environment. I guess that's the beauty of YouTube, isn't it? Oh my gosh. But this is the thing about YouTube, folks. It's even like, you know, there's people now doing Facebook live events. It's kind of like YouTube live events, right? I think we just want community. Like, we stick out like a sore thumb because Fukushima, you can't just ignore Fukushima. In my backyard is a big, gigantic Douglas fir tree. And, you know, they give off like these little tiny pine cones that are like this big, right? But they give off boatloads. I've lived here 6 years, and this thing has not ever produced so many pine cones. Like, I think something's odd with it. I don't know how to explain it. Oh, you know what? I should show you. I don't know if I can access it here. Let me see if I can get here. On my Instagram page, I don't know if maybe on my Facebook page. I think I did do it. Let me see if I can find it on my Facebook page. I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was a red and green plant that I found at my niece's house. It was in her backyard. Doesn't Facebook tell you about your videos? You can go to like, where's your videos? Add Instagram. Oh dear, I guess I could add an Instagram link here. I never do that. Okay, sorry about this, you guys. I got a little sidetracked, but this is so intense. I'm going to look for it because this was something else. Here, I'm going to screen share this with you. Yeah. So, yeah. So, by the way, you guys, you know what happened the other day? I'm going to keep looking because what I want to do is show you this video. I took a little video of this plant that was red. Half of the leaves were red. Like, here's the leaf. This part was red. Crap, the thing's going the wrong way. This part was red and this part was green. The outer part was green and the inner part was red. And it was like exactly half and half. It wasn't like all helter-skelter. At least on this one plant, it was the most peculiar thing. I took a video and posted it on Instagram. But I post a lot of things on Instagram. If you guys really want to follow me on Instagram because I like Instagram. It's short and sweet. And although they did warn me, I shared what did I share? I shared a video. Oh God, here it is. Anyways, they gave me a warning because I shared a video that they said was against their rules. And I think it was about somebody being shot in Palestine. That was against the rules. Here it is. Genetic mutation. Here. Let me screen share with you. Hold on. A compost pile there, and she showed me this plant that's a mutant. Hold on, pecan, as I say. That's not the right one. Oh dear. Okay, sorry guys. We are going to do this. See, this is what happens because I have to go live because I can't figure out how to make my webcam work with just the camera on my laptop. I don't know how to do that, but look at this. This is like Freaky Friday, man. See. Look at this. This is the normal weed. Look at this guy. It's growing red leaves. Check this out. What the heck is that? Anti-synthesis. See? What is going on? Look at this down here. This one has a little bit on it. And look at the bottom leaves, red under there. This Instagram camera is pretty good. Wow. So if anybody knows about this, genetic mutation, I would say from Fukushima or Hanford, or all of the radioactivity since World War II. Who knows? It's not being studied. Oh man, it's going to wind up. I'll stop sharing. I called the Democratic Party this morning, or I attempted to call them. So tell me this isn't an accident. Listen to this music. Hold on just a second. I've been on hold 3 minutes and counting. Let me get out of that. Sorry about this. The phone number is the Democratic National Committee. I think I'm experimenting with you here. There we go. Woo! Okay. Okay, so this was also something I needed to talk to you guys about here on the YouTubes because I feel really strongly about this. I know there's a lot of people saying that it does not matter that we don't vote. Well, I think I get your point. I think I agree with you that it doesn't matter what we want. They're going to install who they want. But this is the thing, we need to vote. And as far as I'm concerned, I personally will vote blue. I'm very angry at the Democrats. I don't think that I think they've lost their way. They're the reason why we actually have this paramilitary government. They could fight back right now. They could fight back, and they're not fighting back. We have children in prisons. Look, what's going to happen? The judge has ordered the Trump administration to give the children back, the infants. Children under 2 have to be back in their parents' custody within 2 weeks. What do you think the likelihood is that they're going to just fake all the documents and say that all the kids have been given back, especially the people that are in fucking far away? Let's say they had shipped them already off to Honduras. The father of like a 2-year-old baby. I saw a story about that. What do you think the story is that those people are going to actually fake the documents? I think it's 100%. We already know the military lies. We already know that. And what do you think ICE is? ICE is a paramilitary organization. They're not treating those children with, look, Elizabeth Warren went in and described it. She said, at least the children get mats. So what does that mean? They're keeping all the parents in cages. All the men are in cages. All the women are in cages. These are internment camps in the United States of America. I object to that. And it is not that people that say, well, we don't want those people coming in here. Really? Well, you want them to work for like slave labor in their own country so that you can have a Westinghouse. Do you know how much Westinghouse offered my ex-husband to work full-time in one of the worst parts of Lima, downtown, at night as a security guard, 40 hours a week, guarding Westinghouse, manufactured Westinghouse refrigerators that were bound to the United States, that they made in Peru, and they were being guarded there. You know how much they offered him a month? $75 a month. Now, our treaty says we're supposed to pay people more than that. Westinghouse is not supposed. So how does all that happen? This is real stories. You think they're not going to lie about losing a 2-month-old baby or a 6-month, a 2-year-old kid or a 3-year-old child whose parent is down in Guatemala? No. This is a constitutional crisis that we are going through in our country. And the Democrats and the Republicans in the Congress are actually betraying their Constitution and their oath, their duty. Fukushima woke us up. Because you know what we realized with Fukushima? That the fucking good guy was either forced to lie, was such a complete dumbass that he just believed whatever the fuck he was being told, which I don't think is true because he took his family down to South America. Oh my goodness, it's a full moon tonight, you guys. I remember to take my crystals out and sit them in the moon. That's what I realized. But I actually believed Barack Obama, as anybody who follows my channel know. I think that's why we're so angry, but what's it going to take? I am going out in the streets on June 30th. And I'm bringing a sign that says, isn't torture an impeachable offense? I mean, at what point? You don't get to torture. Look, the cruelty policy, Trump has what they call the cruelty policy, right? I mean, excuse me. They intentionally made this. They knew that this would cause extreme excessive harm. This is nothing that the State Department doesn't know, that the ICE doesn't know, that the President of the United States was not told. Jeff Sessions was told that if you put children in isolation, if you rip them away from their parents, it will cause them extreme harm, extreme emotional, physical, and damage harm to the child. That's intentional torture by the United States government of a child. That to me is an impeachable offense for you guys. As an American, the government belongs to us. It's our tax dollars, not theirs. The military's money is not the military's money. It's our money. They don't get to fucking kill and torture. I guess they do because they're doing it. Look what they're fucking doing around the world. I guess they do. That's the point, isn't it? We fucking think we have a voice. Let's just start telling the military we want to cut the military out 50%. How many senators and congressmen do you think would be dead within a week if they said we are going to cut the military budget by 50%? Ho, ho, ho. We would have a lot of dead senators. That's exactly what I mean. Man, I wish this thing had a timer. I don't remember how long I've been going on, but I think I'm going to end here. No, I'm not going to end here because I have a little bit more in my mind. I'm going to keep going. This is a grave time, really grave time. I hope people join. I hope we are millions. I was at a conference last weekend. I volunteered for kepw.org, and I was tabling with Encore Films, KEPW, but it was an international digital conference, and we had a great location, and it was lots of foreigners. I met 3 women from Japan, 1 from Fukushima Prefecture. They were very excited about community radio, and they would have loved to do an interview with me, so I'm definitely going to get on that. But I have to get the radio show going, actually. I met some people from I met a woman from Denmark, a woman from Finland, a woman from Italy. I met 4 men from Italy and a man from Argentina. And except the man from Argentina, the others all commented like, why aren't the Americans in the street about this thing with the babies? And I was like, good question, except that people are doing things like the other night. I don't know if any of you saw it on my Facebook page. My Facebook page is Lonnie Clark, and I'm still there. Part of why I'm still there is like the other night, I was able to live stream the Springfield City Council meeting. They didn't stop us from live streaming in there. The City Council of Springfield had a contract with ICE to basically rat out the undocumented workers and send them the names and phone numbers of anybody that they knew that was undocumented. And they had a $14,000 contract, except for the fact that that's against the law in the state of Oregon, because Oregon is a sanctuary state. And for a long time, before it was a sanctuary state, before it was a declared sanctuary state, on its books, it has this language that prevents law enforcement from cooperating, I guess, or telling the federal government where people who do not have green cards are. So that's already been on the books a long time because they consider that a federal. I think this is the backstory of how it got started. Oregon was very like libertarian and like, if you want to get them, you come get them. It wasn't more like we didn't want to help. It was more like, it shouldn't be our responsibility to help you. And we don't want your money to do that kind of work. So it's your job. You want them, you come get them. So that's how that book got on the books. But now it has a different connotation. But The city of Eugene has turned it down. Obviously, Portland didn't because there's a big ice facility there. But so the Latino community has been talking for the last 3 or 4 weeks with the city council about not renewing this contract. They were getting $14,000 a year since 2012. Well, because of this baby whole thing about people realizing that ICE is actually just a true paramilitary KKK white supremacist, really seriously bad racist organization that is out of control, frankly, the new Gestapo, to tell you the truth. That's who they are, the new Gestapo. 250 people showed up over that. I was one of them. And I live streamed it on Facebook. And they had 30 people testify. They gave the community an hour. 30 people had 2 minutes each. And it was hot in there. And then the city council talked, and you heard these stories about how it impacted lives and who it impacted and how this ridiculousness. Frankly, to be honest, the immigration laws impact Americans. It's impacted me. I have actually sponsored people. I'm sponsoring somebody right now. My best friend, her husband, they had kids. She had a child. She met somebody. She fell in love with him. They had a baby. He was working here. They got married. They went before the judge, and the judge says, okay, get married, go do your INS thing, and INS arrested him, and he got deported and has been out of the country supposedly for 10 years. It has been 19. So now she's a school teacher and doesn't make enough money to sponsor her own husband because she has a child with him who goes to college, and she's like expensive. But she's a school teacher. They're poor, basically. They didn't qualify. They didn't make 150% over the poverty line for 3 people. So I'm sponsoring them. So this is a bullshit, these bullshit rules and laws, and they've been out of the country for 19 years now. We're going on year 19. It's outrageous. No, 16. It's been 16 years because it was 2002. This is so outrageous. People should not live in fear. You know what we need? I mean, if they're going to build the wall, they ought to have entry points every 100,000, every 100 feet. And just a fucking toll booth. Like, give us your $5,000 to get in. You want in? $5,000. Take a medical thing. That's what it should be. Go see our doctor, give us $5,000. And take their fingerprints. And run and see if they have a criminal background check on anywhere. But, you can't trust it. This is the bullshit about it. It's like it's so fucked up. Excuse me, but this is really on my mind a lot. Because the reason people in South America are coming to the United States in the first place is because of the United States' policy and European policy of forcing the neoliberal agenda on the South American governments as they were developing their democracies. And now, quite frankly, they're shoving their fucking neoliberal, what was it, the Newt Gingrich's thing, something for a new American century. This is their fucking agenda, folks. People have forgotten that these fucking monsters, they are one-sided, man. What they passed last year was the Kill the New Deal bill. I mean, this is why they are going to have to cut. I mean, I read an article in the Wall Street Journal that this is actually very similar to the budget that caused the Great Depression. So what happens is you get authoritarianism when the country gets desperate because people are willing to follow somebody fucking crazy. And Donald Trump is crazy. Like, he is frightening. It is very obvious that he is a traitor. He is going to Russia right now in the next few weeks to firm up their plans for, the 2018 election. and the 2020 election to make sure he gets reelected. This is complete. And actually, you know what would be really ironic? What I have often thought this, because this guy is such a fucking rat. He'd probably go over there and just defect and say he's going to go live in Russia or North Korea. Honestly, I would not doubt it. I hope everybody shows up on June 30th because this is bullshit. Torturing children is an impeachable offense. I have been up every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning calling these fucking elected officials, telling them that. No, we must stand up to these people. And this business with Kennedy dying and Dick Durbin saying, well, we're going to be fair. Fuck you, Dick Durbin. I called his office and said, no, let's apply the McConnell rule. How about that? Nobody gets seated until the lunatic in the office is out of office, until we get our party back in. Quote, our party. And yes, I'm going to vote for the Democrat, whatever the fuck it is. I don't care if it's Mr. Magoo. I honestly don't give a fuck who it is. I am not voting for a Republican ever, because the Republicans have done this to our country. They have literally, and the Blue Dog Democrats, the Chuck Mansions and the Heidi Heitkamps. I mean, there's only a few of them who defected. But you know what? That's all it takes to throw away a government and to ignore democracy. What are these buttons? What does it say? This. Hold on, I'm going to get this. And I'm going to get the other one. Hold on. Look at this. That's what I'm doing right now, as a matter of a fact. Say the thing that everyone... Gosh, what does it mean? Say the thing that everyone is thinking. And this one, I love this one. This is why I do vote. Ignore your rights and they will go away. And that's what's happened. We've ignored our rights and now they've gone away. And the only way we're going to have them back is if we fight for them. And that means in body, mind, and spirit. And that means like not giving up. This, love is greater than fear. Happiness is resistance. You know, we're not going to walk around with our fucking chin down because fuck them. They want us to be miserable. These people want us to be miserable. Hi, viewers. I don't know who's here and not here, but I don't think I did let you chat. It's never really worked if I chatted, so I don't think I did. I don't remember giving it some thought. So anyways, I was thinking about how Fukushima woke all of us up. And not just about Fukushima. So when I think about it, like now, I can't separate Fukushima from chemical contamination. And I can't separate Fukushima from climate, like my poor tree. Oh my God, something is wrong with my tree outside, the big Doug fir. I've lived here 6 years and I've never seen it shed like this before. It's been bad, but this is a bad one. I have a feeling this summer's going to be hot or something's wrong with the tree. But, you know, my daughter lives in Salem, Oregon, and their water's bad. It's been contaminated by an algae bloom. An algae bloom. And I said to her, I wonder what the radioactive contamination levels is. And she's like, Mom, it's great water. There's no radioactive contamination. Okay, keep thinking that. What about all the rain that comes down with the gas, the radioactivity in the air, and it just comes down when it rains? This is the point here, folks. We've all been radiated, and we are living in the age of fission. We are being radiated, period. We're being chemically contaminated all the time. We live in a chemically contaminated environment. And actually, I think it does cause schizophrenia. I think it does cause people to get kind of psycho. We wondered, like, what the fuck? Like, we've got Donald Trump as president of the United States. Like, blah, blah, blah. Are we really living in that life? Yes. Fuck. The most grotesque human being on the planet represents the United States of America. That is just, you know what? We deserve it, actually. Actually, because the United States' policies have been grotesque for a long time. They bombed the fuck out of their own people. They deny they've done it. Now people are sick. Children have high levels of cancer. The number one killer of children is cancer. We're now imprisoning babies. Something's wrong in Denmark in this country, folks. And the people that I met at that conference said, why aren't the Americans in the street? Why aren't they in the streets? Well, I'm going out on the street on June 30th. And that's what I told them. People are going out on the June 30th. From everything I know, everyone's going to take to the streets on June 30th. And people are taking action. Like, we went to that city council meeting over at Springfield. And man, that was freaking awesome. Because people gave their testimony, and at the end of it, this super conservative city council's members said, well, folks, we looked at this as just a law enforcement thing. We were going to vote this in. We really did not have any intention of, he's like, but we're responding to you. You're here. Like, this kind of response makes us think twice. So they kept hemming and hawing, and then they sort of talked it over. And actually, what was weird was there was 250 people in a room that was supposed to house like 100 people. But because it was such a hot topic, they called the fire chief. And the fire chief said that if they would allow everyone in, but there couldn't be any yelling and screaming because they needed to be able to listen for any type of fire emergency. So everybody in the room said, yeah, we'll be quiet. And so as the testimony was going on, they gave each person 2 minutes of testimony to say why this contract to rat out undocumented workers that lived in Springfield, Oregon, that the cops knew about. That was their contract with ICE. They had an ICE contract. Person after person after person testified. There was 30 people. And some people had direct contact with them and knew what racist bastards they were and had been abused. And some people were friends of those people and knew the story. And some people were just conscientious objectors to the whole shebang, right? That lived in Springfield. These were an hour of testimony. After the hour, after all these compelling stories, the city council voted to cancel the contract with ICE. But the mayor and another council member said, we disagree with you. We think this is a good thing. We think that this is not something that we wanted to do, but we're going to acquiesce to you because you're in big numbers. We've listened to your stories. We don't agree with you entirely, but we are going to vote with you. So they canceled the contract. It does matter. Now, I don't know if any of those people were registered to vote. I imagine the room was filled with 250 people. I live in Eugene. I saw David Zupan with Eugene Peaceworks and Michael Kerrigan from Community Alliance of Lane County there. They're both big peace activists in the community. But we're all from Eugene. The Singing Grannies was there. There's this group in town, these old grannies, they sit and sing like these old songs. They made up a song about how horrible ICE was and how they stole their children. And it was really a cute song, but it was really disturbing at the same time. Like, this is super disturbing. This is so fucked up right now. Our country is so fucked up. We need to get out on the streets. We cannot accept this. This bullshit of, the judge ordered them to return the children within 14 days. Fuck you. The guy should be fucking arrested for it. The cruelty policy is inhumane treatment of children that causes permanent damage. That's how I feel about it. And you know what's really interesting? The whole thing about the nuclear contamination. This is the same fucking mentality about nuclear contamination, chemical pollution. It's like, yeah, it's really bad. It's going to kill someone and it's going to cause really severe damage. Let's slap them on the hands and charge them money if they don't comply. What the I mean, really, literally. And now we're kind of shocked because we're going to see ICE in big numbers, paramilitary, everybody. I mean, that's what they're looking for, is to start a paramilitary government right now. Pinochet 2.0, folks. I swear to fucking God, I called it right the day after the election. This motherfucker is Pinochet 2.0. And I would not doubt if Mike Pence wants to start getting re-education camps going. Fuck, man, these people are dangerous. They're despots. These are the kind of people who do not respect children, do not respect life. They use religion on people. Did you see that story about Fukushima baseball going on in 2020? About how good it is that we're having the baseball in Fukushima, because the radiation's all gone. It's already been 8 years. Like, really? I don't know if any of you watch that guy Kiyonori, or he drives around Fukushima Prefecture. His Geiger counter's off the charts. So that means anybody who goes to Fukushima during the 2020 Olympics is going to, like, seriously, wow. It hurts. This hurts. We're imprisoning babies. We're allowing people to go and sit on benches made from wood located in the Fukushima Prefecture. What is the history books going to say about this culture? This is beyond. It's not even the idiocracy. It's flagrant self-hate. I mean, I am so done with this self-hate society. See this little sign? This is what we can strive for. Oh, can you see that? Oh, you know why I'm turning this guy? I totally forgot I have this stupid webcam. There we go. Peace on earth. That's what we need, guys. This doesn't work. I'm sitting here trying to make this work, but I'm not very good at it. Hold on. Hello. Doing, doing, doing. I wish I could figure out my camera on my laptop. Or maybe somebody can make a comment. What I want to do is use my webcam for the camera on my laptop. When I start my camera on my laptop, so I could pre-record my things. But I don't think that works. I've tried it a million ways and I can't figure it out. So this is why I do these Google Live things. And I was going to not make it public, but then I thought, no, I'll just make it public because I'm not going to edit it at all. I'm just going to put it up. So whatever I say is what I say. I've had so much on my mind, you guys. I've been silent. I really was not going to do the radio show until this last Saturday when I met those 3 ladies at the conference from Japan. They handed me their cards. Actually, there was a few things that happened along the way that made me think, maybe I should do it. But I'm going to do it a little bit differently when I come back because I'm going to have more time. I'm going to do it through Spreaker. And so Spreaker has 3 hours of radio show a day, and it'll post up to YouTube, Spotify, iHeart, a whole bunch of places. I'll put it all that stuff in the links when I get it all going. And my goal is to have it up by July 4th, Independence Day. That's the goal. July 4th, Independence Day is going to be my first day of doing something on Spreaker because we got to break free. We got to break free. And I hope to get some people who know how to write songs too, because we need some songs. We need some inspiration, folks. And I think singing is really important. That's why I like that song that they played. They did during the Occupy movement. So back to this, speaking of Occupy, this was super cool. At the city council meeting where they declined to do this contract and they demanded that 250 people not speak out and yell, you know what happened? Everybody started speaking in Occupy language. So for those of you who don't know what Occupy language is, like when you agree with someone, you wiggle your fingers. So the whole room was like, wiggled fingers the whole time. One of the witnesses would be talking like, please, like, this is not who we are. We don't capture people. We don't treat people like this. The whole room, every person after person was talking about it. It was really interesting. I thought, wow, Occupy lives. They can't kill the people. That's the thing. We are living in contaminated times, but we have the numbers. And frankly, I am going to vote, and I'm going to vote blue. And I fucking hate the Democrats, but I'm going to be a bitter voter. And I'm going to vote blue because we need to get these fucking lunatics out. And it is the system that we have. Not that they're going to be a lot better. Barack Obama sure did kick us in the head quite a bit. But so has everybody else. But at this point, this is an assault. This is an authoritarian regime. There's a huge difference between a capitalist who's just, the problem is with the capitalism, it requires the industrial military complex, right? Because you have to put your forces out there to get other people's shit because you're a capitalist. You want all their stuff. What we need is democratic socialism. That's why that girl won. In New York, people are like up to here with capitalism. We're done. So anyways, I don't know how long I've been on here. I know it must be at least 40 minutes. So I'm going to check out. I'm sorry if I've talked too long, you guys. And I appreciate you watching and listening. I'm going to come back. I'm going to make a little bit of a shorter video, but this is really just me sort of blathering on because it's too much. We've got way too much. We are being battered. We are literally being battered emotionally, physically right now. And we must actually make an effort to be kind to ourselves and to genuinely love ourselves. Really be kind, be kind, be kind. Love yourself. Refuse to say negative like undertone and undertalk about yourself. Allow yourself to go for a walk every day. Allow yourself to eat healthier and drink a lot more water while we still have it, folks, because it's going. Here I am. I started with this. I'm going to end with this. My next video will be twice as short, no doubt, because I'm going to put my timer on and not go more than 30 minutes. Ciao, you guys. Put your courage feet on. Totally love you all. Thanks. Ciao.